Hello and welcome to a special presentation that will tell you all the details about the next live boxing event that you're going to see on Fox Sports, brought to you by No Limit Boxing Promotions. Ben Damon is my name, joined by some stars of Aussie boxing and, of course, No Limit's George Rose. Let me tell you some names. Liam Paro, Liam Wilson, Callum Peters, Kira Ruston, anyone else you've got for us for this big show coming up on June 25?
We've got to keep a few up our sleeve. We don't want to let it all go straight away, but I think if you're not excited about them four already, then I don't think you'll ever be excited.
And we're going to Cairns as well. George, tell us all the details about this big show you've got coming up.
Yeah, look, this was one that I was really excited about to start the year. When we announced that we'll be going to Cairns for the first time, we are actually locked in. We are going to Cairns, baby. I cannot wait. Bring your budgie smugglers. We're getting up there in the warmth. We're getting out of this cold Sydney weather, and we're going to go up and have a good time in Cairns. Not only are we bringing a No Limit fight night to Cairns, we're bringing world-class boxing with former world champion and two-time world title challenger Liam Wilson, both going up. Man, I'm pumped. Like I said, I was excited for Cairns. This shit just got even better.
And also, this will be live on Fox Sports and Kayo as well. So no pay-per-view here, and some really big names on an exciting card that people can see live in their homes.
Yeah, look, free to view for all Foxtel and Kayo subscribers. We want to be able to get everybody to get the chance to learn about Liam Paro, learn about Liam Wilson, learn about Callum Peters, learn about Kira Ruston. We've got some absolute stars here. Callum and Kira, two rising stars in Australian boxing, two former Olympians, both making big names for themselves. But the excitement for these two guys, the fights that they have and what could sit on the back end of both of their fights is what I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, great to have Liam Paro a part of what things are going on here on Fox Sports. Jonathan Navarrete will be the debut opponent, someone that people would know in a global boxing sense. He's from a boxing family, previously with Golden Boy and training with Robert Garcia. He's got a really good record as well of 18-1 from East LA. A tough start for Paro, but I guess you want to see exactly what you're dealing with now you've got him at No Limit.
Yeah, well, look, we've got Liam signed for this fight, and we're really excited about that. Watching Liam Paro's journey over the past few years, where he's got to becoming a world champion, I would have loved to seen him defend that world title here in Australia. This is our way of being able to bring Liam Paro back to not only Australia, but to North Queensland. North Queensland's home of the Cowboys, but Liam Paro is the other sporting star who sits in that North Queensland region, and I'm stoked to have him here on this card and fighting in Cairns. Mackay boy, but it's only just down the road from Cairns anyway, so it's great to have him representing here in North Queensland.
Yeah, great to see him back in action for the first time. If he wins this fight, can you get him a world title shot? Look,
we'd love to work with him further. You know, I'm a huge fan of Liam Paro, always have been. I've loved what he's done. I'd love to work with him further. I know that here with No Limit and Fox Sports, I know that we could create a huge star out of Liam Paro because he is a star, and everybody's going to find that out on June 25th.
Yeah, exciting situation in the super lightweight division as well, but as always, an exciting situation in the super featherweight division. We've got Liam Wilson here, back in action. He's got a tough fight as well, George.
A very tough fight, but Liam's world rated. Liam sits at number 4 in the WBO, and he's fighting against another world rated opponent. And this one is it's crossroad fights for both of them. It's a chance for him to get back to where he wants to be. He wants to be at the top. Liam's obviously fought for a world title twice before. We just saw Navarrete fight on the weekend. Controversial fight, but not as controversial as when Liam fought him. I'd love to get that opportunity for Liam to fight him again too. So there's a lot that sits on the back end of this fight. I'd love to see Liam get a few wins, and I'd love to get Navarrete out here at the end of the year and introduce him to Australia and let him play on an even playing card out here and see how we go with that.
Yeah, Anton Jimenez is the opponent for Liam Wilson. He's the number 15 in the WBO. Liam himself is number 4, a 22-1 Argentinian. But, geez, you've excited us there with that Navarrete talk. Is that realistic? Because that's the fight we would love to see after the long count that happened there in Arizona that time. Then whatever went on against Charlie Suarez for Navarrete, it feels like he's due something on this part of the world.
Yeah, look, I'll be honest, I probably jumped the gun a little bit there. I like keeping some stuff up my sleeve, but I'll put it all out there where I'd love to see Liam Wilson end up, but he's got to get through these fights. You know, every time that we've brought an Argentinian fighter out here, they've always been a very tough opponent. They are no walk in the park, that's for sure. And Liam himself has faced some really tough opponents in the past, but Liam's always delivered. Liam's one of the most exciting fighters that we have here in the country. Not only here, but he's performed on the world stage as well. And that's why he still sits in the top 4 in the WBO, because every time he's had his opportunity, even in his defeats, he's been absolutely amazing to watch.
This is a serious guy as well. He's fought for a silver version of a world title previously. This will be for the WBO's international belt. He's 22-1 and number 15 in the world. So a really good test for Liam Wilson. Do you mind if I talk to the fighters for a minute and we'll have a chat?
Go for it. I'd love to hear from them.
Okay, Liam, how excited are you? This is all coming about finally. You're going to get a chance to make a name for yourself in North Queensland.
That's right. It's been years and years. I've been screaming to be back on home soil, and No Limits produced that for me. And what better way up in North Queensland? I'm a proud North Queenslander, and to make a statement and show Australia I'm back, and two-time world champion, do it in Australia, out of Australia with No Limit is truly special, and I can't wait to get the ball rolling with a dominating win, June 25.
What's it going to be like for us up there in North Queensland, in Cairns? Because we've seen some excitable crowds in Queensland, in Brisbane and other places, but what about the North Queenslanders with a homeboy coming back?
Oh, look, they're going to be loud, and it's exciting. You know, they're very passionate sports people up there. So, like I said, to be able to do it here in North Queensland, it's truly something that I'm going to take with both hands and, come out and dominate.
And we had a chat the other day. You mentioned that you're going to go by the cowboy in this this part of your career. You want to ride a horse to the ring and all sorts of things. Is that right? You're really embracing the North Queensland culture?
Oh, look, you know, I was the prodigy, but after I won the title, I've got to come up with something different.
You can't have that anymore.
I'm a kid from the bush growing up, so that's my roots. And I've always said, like, when boxing's done, I don't think the promoters would like me jumping on the bull now, but when boxing's done, that's something I want to give a lash. I think that's just another thing, get the ticker going a bit, yeah. And
tell us a little bit about what you know about Jonathan Navarro. He's got a good record. He's obviously got a really good history, but do you see something there that you can exploit?
Most definitely. You know, I'm confident. I'm very confident in my ability, and any opponent I face off, I believe I can get it done. Look, he comes from a fighting family, like you said. He's got that Mexican heritage, and everyone knows Mexicans can fight. I'm not going to have to look for him in the ring, which is going to be exciting for the fans. It's going to be fireworks. We're going to be both there head-to-head, having a good old crack. And look, I've proved myself. I'm battle tested at the top level. I still don't believe he's been at the top level, but he knows what's at stake in this fight. If he was to take out a former world champion, it's going to skyrocket his career. And look, like I say, if he was to take out, I'm very confident because I know what's at stake after this fight. I want to be a two-time world champion, and this is the guy that's trying to, rain on my parade this time. So I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that don't happen. This isn't a turn up and mess around sort of a fight, though. There's pressure on you going back home, signing a new deal, talk about world titles just around the corner. You need to make a statement, don't you? Most definitely, but in saying that, I feel comfortable. I'm home. That's where I'm most comfiest, is at home, and I think people are going to see the best Liam Paro yet because I've got that comfort of being here in front of my people. It's that extra drive, extra motivation. You know, I've done it on the road for so many years, and I finally got the opportunity to do it here, so I'd be silly to not go 150% after it, so I'm ready. I want to get your thoughts on the super lightweight division. The champions, we've got Gary Antoine Russell, Teofimo Lopez, Puello's fighting Matias, a former victim of yours, and Richardson Hitchens against Australia's George Kambosos. It's an interesting division with some really good fights. What do you think about some of those upcoming fights? What's going to happen when George goes off to fight Richardson Hitchens? Look, in all seriousness, if it's not a 12-round shutout, I'll be putting money on for George to not see the final bell. I just believe it is what it is. It'll be a Haney 3.0, otherwise Hitchens gets it done. You know, I'm a man of my word. I don't talk no nonsense, and I'll say it how it is. I think he's going to get pretty beaten up in there. I want to revenge that loss eventually. So there's those other 3 title holders you've named. Whoever it is, whatever makes the most sense, the quickest route to a title. I want that belt, and I want to right my wrong, and then unify the division. That's the plan, and I'll show everyone that I'm very capable of doing that also. And other guys you know who've just fought outside the division, Brian Garcia was upset by Rolly Romero. What happened in that fight? Oh, man, it's just, look, boxing's boxing, you know. Unfortunately, a bad night in the office is very visual to the public eye. We can't go right or wrongs the next day, and it just goes back to maybe he was juiced to the eyeballs against Devin Haney because he was nothing like the same. Even his body shape was nothing the same. So, look, respect to Rollies. We've shared a lot of rounds in the ring in Las Vegas there, and now straight away I want to fight him. You know, I was confident with what I done in the gym. Let's bring him here eventually and sell out a stadium here. You know, respect, but business is business, and I want to keep paving my name in the history books.
And the other one, I've got to mention, Manny Pacquiao, by all accounts, is about to return to the ring, fight for a world title in a division not too far away from you. That'd be a dream fight, wouldn't it? As someone who was a key sparring partner for Jeff Horn when he brought down a legend at Suncorp, you'd want to be next, wouldn't you, if Manny keeps going?
Oh, 100%. I'd love to, you know, I'd love to. He's one of my favourite fighters, you know. I just put him on Mount Rushmore, my list of greatest fighters of all time. But, look, to have his name on the resume would be something really special. And look, I'd go to 147. I love my food, so yeah, whatever it is, from 140, 147 doesn't matter. Give me the big fights, and like I go by a fighter's fight, so I'll keep proving that I do that.
That's Liam Paro. George, any further thoughts on what's going on with Liam Paro? Anything else you want to promise him? You've made a lot of statements here.
No, look, I'm just really excited for him to get to showcase what he can do in North Queensland, for all of Australia to get the chance to see it. And you touched on them fights. I'm also hearing that Teofimo could be a chance of going up to welterweight, so that WBO opportunity opens up as well. And he sits very highly ranked in all three of those sanctioning bodies. So a big performance here in North Queensland could open any door for Liam Paro going ahead.
So you could have Hitchens, Rowley, Lopez and then Pacquiao in the next 4 fights?
Look, I think that's exciting, but I'd also love to see George Kambosos win that fight and come back here, and I think that's a perfect fight for Liam Paro as well. And I'll support an Aussie when he's over there, but I'd love to see Liam Paro get that opportunity as well. So any one of those fights are I think, are huge. So looking forward to get through this fight with Liam, and we'd love to have him stick around if he's interested.
Yeah, what an exciting time. Exciting times as always, and whenever Liam Wilson is in the ring, they are exciting times. You must have been interested to hear him talk about Navarrete. I'm sure that you had eyes on what went on the other day. Navarrete famously got away with one against you, seemed to get away with one against Filipino Charlie Suarez as well the other day. What did you make of all of that?
Yeah, it's pretty funny how the top rank favour Navarrete. I was pretty unlucky in my fight with Navarrete. I should have been world champion, and something I'd love to work towards again and be given that opportunity to avenge my loss.
This is a serious fight, though, that you've got coming up against the Argentinian. He is 22-1. He's number 15 in the world. And just going through what he's been able to do so far, he is at the very top level. What are you expecting from him?
Look, I fought these Argentine boys. I'm 3-0 against them. Let's make it 4-0. But they're as tough as they come, and I'm expecting that. I'm putting a lot of hard work in the gym, and I'm injury-free this time as well. I started the year with a really bad back, and I had to go back to the drawing board, rest and recover, and now I'm training to 100%, and I'm getting ready for a big, tough fight in my hands, and hopefully something big at the back end of this year.
How bad was the situation with your back for that rematch that you did have with Yusuf Dib? Because we heard about it after the fact, but all we saw on the night was an all-out war.
Yeah, that's just in me. My back was really bad, man. My trainer Benny wanted me to pull out. I was considering it, but my theory was if I could spar, I could fight, and I could get through sparring pretty comfortably. Therefore, I was going to fight still. I couldn't punch bags. I couldn't punch pads. But look, I could spar. So if I could spar, I could fight. And look, it wasn't the most prettiest performance, but we got the job done. And we're here now, 4 weeks out from fight night, in a tough fight ahead of us. And we get past that, and we should have something big in the pipelines at the back end of the year.
Your trainer will be asking you to box again here against a really tough Argentinian opponent. But what happens once you take that first shot? Do you think that we go back to the Liam Wilson we know and we see, or are you confident you can do it?
No, I'm confident because, that was the game plan with my fight with Dib. Obviously, my emotions sort of come into play. I had a bad back injury, so I had to just do what I do best, and that's come into fight. But since that fight, and I have been working on my boxing craft, and I plan on displaying that come fight night.
Going to Cairns is exciting for a Queenslander. It'll be a big atmosphere there, plenty to see Liam Paro, but I'm sure there'll be plenty there to see you as well.
Mate, it's something different for us guys. I'm excited to fight in Cairns, and just sort of liven the sport up a bit. Liven the sport up a bit up there. It's going to be different for the town to see, and yeah, me and Liam are going to put on a good show.
Yeah, we can't wait to see it. George, your thoughts on Liam Wilson's big fight?
Yeah, really excited. One thing, he said that he didn't perform at his best at the start of the year, but it was a great opening fight to start the year for us. I thought it was fantastic. Liam Wilson is never in a boring fight. He never has been. He puts on a show. he lets his hands do the talking. When he gets in the ring, he's an absolute animal. So I'm looking forward to seeing Liam Wilson back in action.
Okay, let's talk about a couple of those guys we mentioned who are going to be a part of this show as well. Kira Ruston is one of them, 6-0 with 6 stoppages so far. We saw him in that incredible fight where he stopped Tonga on a no-limit card in Sydney. Just great to see him back. There's something special here, isn't there?
Hell of a fight. One of the best rising prospects that we've got here in the country. And
good nick too. Look at him.
I mean, he is. He's phenomenal. He looks phenomenal. And this fight here, this was a really exciting one. I was stoked that both of the boys took it. Both had a fantastic record. Both had knockout power. And Kira showed that he was just that level above and showed why it is so hard to find an opponent for this guy, because he's walking through everyone and he looks absolutely amazing.
We're always on the lookout for the next big thing in Aussie boxing. Could he be a superstar, do you think, Ruston?
Well, these two guys are both. Both of these guys are some of our best performing Olympians best performing amateurs over the past few years, and they've stepped into the pro scene. They're both going to be really exciting. You've got to watch them. That's why I'm very happy that both of these guys are on this card, because I know a lot of people will be tuning in to watch these guys to see these new next prospects coming up. These guys will be the ones that are headlining it in the coming days.
Yeah, you're talking about Callum Peters there. Callum Peters, the Olympian. He's 2-0 as a pro. Is it right in saying that he's happy to fight anyone at middleweight, super middleweight and light heavyweight in Australia? Is that a real quote?
Look, he's crazy. It's true. It's absolutely true. And he wants everybody from that. He looks through the whole list and he gets excited to see the names that are on that list. He honestly wants to fight anyone. He can get anywhere from middleweight up to light heavy, and he will step into the ring on a week's notice against absolutely anyone. The reason he wouldn't care is because he still fights amateur at the moment. I think he's fighting this weekend. I think he's literally fighting this weekend, but he's had nearly a dozen amateur fights already this year. He doesn't care. He wants to fight. He'll fight anytime. He'll fight anyone. He's an exciting talent that we've got coming through, and another one that's going to be great to be on this card and get a chance for everyone to tune in and watch him.
That's crazy stuff. He's had 2 fights and he's making those sorts of statements like a Dave Sands would have back in the day. That's incredible and must be great for you as a promoter.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, if it wasn't for his amateur schedule, he'd probably be fighting every month. He would literally line up and fight every month. Every card that we've had, he puts his hand up to be on. So any opportunity that we get a chance to show him, I'd love to get him out there, and it's going to be a great fight for him in this one. We've got to match him still. Again, very tough guy to match, even though he wants anyone from middleweight to light heavy. So tough guy to match, but it's because he's so talented, same as Kira. Both huge Australian talents on the come up.
Okay, well, that is our announcement. Thank you so much, George. Thank you, Liam, and thank you, Liam. Those are the details. It is June 25. It's in Cairns, but you can see it live on Fox Sports. A big night of boxing brought to you by No Limit Boxing Promotions. I'm Ben Damon. I'll see you at the fights.